Hi there, this is Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing something a bit different. We're still doing a pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is all about what you might be cultivating in your life during the time of COVID-19. Not one of my favourite topics, as I'm sure it's not of yours. However, I want to see some positives out of this time, and I believe that there are positives for everybody to take away from it. So I do not want to dismiss anyone's pain or suffering that they're going through at this time, but I also want to balance that with some positives to take away. So today's reading is all about the positives. So what I want you to do at this point is take a good look. I want you to slow your breathing. I want you to ground into Mother Earth. If you don't know what that is, I've done a video about grounding, so please have a look at that. I want you to imagine you have roots into the earth. I want you to draw up the energy from the earth into your lower belly. And I want you to take some nice deep breaths. And focus on which of these cards from the beautiful Kim Kranz's deck, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit, is calling you today. And then, as usual, you can find each reading in the timestamps below. So whether you've chosen pile number 1, the golden egg, and what is in store for you, whether you have chosen the dragon card, pile number 2, whether you have picked the black egg, which is pile number 3, and the energies that are being birthed or within the black egg, or whether you have sea serpent calling you, and you may have 2 cards calling you, then listen to your intuition and watch both videos. And it may be that you only take a little bit from one video and another bit from another. Don't force these readings to make sense for you. You'll know the things that are meant for you. And as these are general readings, there's going to be things in there that may not apply. If you're new to my channel and you like pick a card readings, please subscribe. I do regular pick a card readings, at least 1 a week and sometimes 2. Hi there, pile 1. This is the golden egg reading for today, and this is what you're working through during this time of COVID-19. And the golden egg was the thing that started this whole video. If you want to see more about where that came from, follow me on Instagram and I explain it a little bit more there. But the golden egg is about the heart chakra. So while we're deep in the midst of all this worldwide pandemic, you're working on your heart chakra. You're going deeper within the ideas of love and any restrictions that you might be feeling around love. And I feel that that is such an amazing service to the planet that you're doing. So I want you to know that your spirit guides, your animal spirit guides, are all sending you praise and love because they know the work that you're doing. So I'm going to read from Kim Kranz's guidebook to set the scene for this reading. Message at the center of the heart, the unstruck sound. Within the golden egg lives a precious sound. Deep within that sound resides a message. The sound cannot be heard, nor the message discerned until we retreat from the noise of modern day life. And COVID-19 is really giving us this time, whether we use it wisely or not. The magical essence of the golden egg needs warmth, quiet, and time to unfold. No rushing, pushing, or grasping. Find a place of deep and restful ease, perhaps through meditation or a practice that calms you. And when you are in a place of quietness, when you're relaxing, when the mind begins to settle and the breath is calm, ask the question, not with bated breath, but with calm ease. Ask the question that weighs the heaviest on your heart, and stay open to any response that you hear about what is coming up for you, what is being birthed, what is coming into existence within you. Engaging with the energy of the golden egg is an advanced practice. It requires becoming intimate with our very essence and comfortable with vulnerability, which is why I said that which is why I mentioned earlier that your guides, and I feel like, all these divine beings are standing around here just praising and clapping and sending you so much love. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within you, you know that you are well on your way. Your chest may swell like you're seeing an old friend that has been away for a long time. Listen to the message that they've been waiting to tell you. And the golden egg is all about the fourth chakra, which is our heart. And Kim goes on to write about the subtle essence of the golden egg is nestled deep within the heart center at the fourth chakra. This chakra is called Anahata in the yogic tradition and is the home of the self or the soul. By bringing the mind into this center, we discover a portal to the most intimate and luminous space. It is said our guide sits there deep in meditation waiting for us. And Anahata, so these words aren't necessarily my words, translates as the unstruck sound. And the sound element of this card is really very interesting to me. And so I think for everybody, they're going to have to find what that means for them. But I feel that it's within that quiet, within that rest and repose, within that silence, that the sound will come. Now I'm going to draw some cards for you to expand on this reading a little bit further. We're going to stick with Kim Kranz's beautiful deck, and we're going to shuffle for the golden egg pile. And we're going to look at the past, what has been happening. And this might have been the time before COVID-19 for you, which is quite different to the other group. And that's about the wolf, and we'll go into that in a second. We're just going to pull a few more cards, and we're going to draw 2 cards for you for the present. So what you're experiencing at the present moment. And one more card, which is Earthworm and Dragonfly, and we'll talk about those in a second. And we've got one last card, which is the future. What's coming up for you? Woo! And that one just dropped to the floor. Oh, beautiful, beautiful energy of Firefly. Okay, so let's have a look at what we have here. So we have, I'm feeling so deep as I look at this wolf. I feel like you have been really staring down into your shadow, really going into the depths, really working on your sacral, but most specifically your solar plexus. I feel you've been doing some deep inner spiritual work. This was probably before COVID-19. You are probably a spiritual seeker who has been on the path for some time. If not, you are a more advanced soul who is doing a lot of deep work very, very early in your spiritual process. This is the card of an all-knowing pack member and someone who feels safe within their family, yet they have a lot of misgivings or misunderstandings about their own self-esteem and their self. So I feel like that is the type of energy that you've been working through before we moved into COVID-19, and perhaps during that period as well. And this is the energy that you're working with at the present. So it's all about the golden egg. It's all about what you are actually, nurturing, nourishing within yourself. It's what you're birthing, and it's not yet a birth. But again, it's all about this golden energy and the solar plexus. You've got a lot of solar plexus energy work going on, and I feel like you're doing a lot of inner work. Now, dragonfly is all about that sort of more air nature. So here we had the wolf, which is very much about the earth and very much about you. Dragonfly is about your spiritual nature and about your spiritual path. And I feel like I don't know whether it's been on hold, whether it's sort of had a flat line, but there's definitely this energy coming through at the present. And perhaps it is because, we are on pause, that you maybe have put something on hold about yourself and your evolution. And perhaps it's why it's sitting there in this egg. But I feel like the dragonfly and the earthworm, they're both very much about shelving something, putting something on hold and restriction for you. Not that I don't always see that in these cards, but this is what I'm feeling for you. The dragonfly is the master of light, illusion, and the mind. And I feel like your mind may have got a little bit over busy during this period. And, it's completely understandable. And the other thing I feel that you're doing with earthworm is going into yourself too much and staying in your inner world. Again, totally understandable. This needs to transform though. Okay, so you need to see this today whenever you're seeing it. Because this information here is so that you can access the higher mind and your essence of transformation from the dragonfly. You can allow your inner self, some time in the outer world, whether that's, through real 3D people or whether that's connecting via Zoom and other ways. But there is definitely element here of you constricting your flow. And so I feel like you are incubating this this golden energy within yourself, but you have put a lot on hold. And I understand why, because it's a really, really difficult time for light workers, for people who are, empaths or spiritually natured people. These are energetically tough times to live in. But it's time now to acknowledge that you've put this stuff on hold, and it's time to bring some of your beauty out for other people. Because one of the great things about working with people who are spiritually minded is that they want to give, and you want to give. And that's why this egg is sitting there. It's letting you know that it's time, that yes, you need this period of self-reflection, of looking at how beautiful and wonderful what your insides are, of who you are. But it's realizing that we need to place these into balance. And this firefly here is very much that air energy, and it's really you coming out of this egg. And bring it forward a little bit. It's you coming out of the egg and into the darkness and bringing your whole self. It is you bringing your light to the rest of the world. I actually feel really emotional while I'm saying this, and I feel that this is such a wonderful card for you. And you feel like you are so small in this darkness. You feel like you are not enough, which is why you are still here, which is why you are putting things on hold. But your animal spirits, your power animals, your spirit guides, they want you to know that it's your time to fly. And there is so much fire working for you here. You have the element of passion, I can't even say it. The word that I am trying to get out, that I know the word and I know how to say it, but I can't get it out, is that when you go out into the world this time, because it's like you've needed to go into the egg to be cocooned, to feel safe, is that when you go out into the world this time, you are looking for reciprocity. I think that's how you say it. That's the word they keep telling me to use. And what does that mean? It means that you will give and get at equal proportion, or even in more, because you will give and receive. And I'm struggling with those concepts because I feel this reading is for me today. So I think that's why I'm so emotional with the messages that you're receiving. But it is your time to fly into the darkness. It is your time to step out of this wonderful cocoon that you've been in and to fly. And your flight, everyone's going to be different, but you are bringing your light. And it is so important and it is so needed. We need more people to do these things. I understand you are shelving things because you are still questioning whether you are worth it, whether you are enough. You are. This is what they are telling you. They are saying, yes, you may feel small, but you are more than enough. Your light can penetrate through the darkness. Go out and be seen in the world. Wow, this is a pretty awesome reading for you today. I know that I'm taking a lot in for myself and I'm feeling quite emotional about it. Please let me know what you thought about this reading. I'd love to hear it. If you'd like to see more pick a card readings like this, please follow my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi there, dragon people. This is your reading for what you are working on, birthing, bringing out during the time of COVID-19. So I'm going to read from the guidebook, which is what I've done for all of the cards, because I want to set the scene. I want you to understand the energy of the card that you've picked through Kim's eyes. Kim Kranz, the creator of these cards. And then I'm going to give my take on it. And we're going to then explore, what's happened in the past, what's happening in the present and the future, what you can look forward to. So let's get into it. So the dragon, and it's no doubt that you're not going to be surprised when I read this to you. This is about seeing one's most true self. And you can tell by that dragon eye, there is no hiding. This is an all-knowing, all-seeing eye. It's very black and white. It's really quite a moving image. This card is about balancing the ego. And this is what you've been experiencing or going through or are still moving through, because this is not necessarily the end of these types of energies for you. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. Now, I feel that there is a real movement in courageousness coming through this world, and I feel that because you've picked this card, you are a part of it. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. Now, I'm really feeling the loneliness, then the despair that you may have been experiencing during the time of COVID-19. And I'm getting quite emotional. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of us, and we are. When we look in the mirror, deep into our own eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self. And that is the all-knowingness of this eye. The one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride. And as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere, and I feel you're in real need of that. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their agni is dim. Now, I am not a yogic tradition type person, so I'm not exactly sure what that is, but Kim goes on to say that it is described as inner fire. or sacred intelligence. Even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of this intelligence within you. And the dragon is all about the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center. And this in the yogic tradition is called the Manipura or Pura. Translates to the city of hidden gems. And behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe that the health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and outer dimensions. So now we're going to bring in some more cards to help us navigate this dragon energy for you. Now, I feel like there's a lot of emotional healing going on for you around this time. I feel like you are really assessing who you are in the world and your place in it. I feel like there may have been a lot of self-doubt, and there possibly still is, that you're questioning who you are, what your place is, where you belong, what you're to do. I feel this time for you has been a real upheaval. But it has been a time that we needed. Dare I say that, because I know that may upset some people, because I know there has been real pain, real suffering. And here your first card wanted to fly out. And it is the earthworm, which one of the other piles has also pulled. And we're going, that is your past energy. And now we're looking at your current energy. And we're doing 2 cards for your current energy. Wow, this is really strange. And oh my goodness. And now we're moving into your future. And I'll tell you why I'm saying, oh my goodness, in a minute. And we need 2 cards for your future energy too. Future energy for this, the dragon, is crow. Oh, we need to move those so that they're like that. The reason why I was really surprised at these first 3 cards that I pulled for you is because they are the exact same cards that I pulled for the golden egg, which is the first one in this video. Pick a card, so you may feel drawn to that one also. However, these cards are going to be read very differently, coming from this dragon perspective, which is all about this all-seeing, this vision that sees all. So for you, and this is what you were doing before COVID-19, and it's about earthworm. And so for you, for dragon people, I feel that you were working on your interior world, and you were working perhaps through some creative projects that you were thinking on the thinking plane, on the, not ready to ground yet. They were they're still up in the ethers. So you're working through some ideas, some creative visions, whatever those things might be for you. And you were going inside. You're doing some inside exploration is how I feel that the best way to describe this. And you were getting a little bit caught up in yourself. Perhaps you were getting to the point where you were thinking about the fear of what might happen during this time, because I think the fear of coming into these periods is often greater than when we're experiencing them, depending on your experiences, of course. But the earthworm is a lot about, it's the earth plane, but it's you doing a lot of internal work and staying very much inside yourself. So I feel like that's what you were doing before this period. And now during this period of isolation or lockdown or whatever you have had to experience, you have been very protectful of your family, of yourself, of your pack. And I feel like you are, your eyes here seem very soft. So it feels like you're very genuinely protective and scared for your family, which everybody has the right to be. and that you've gone into this protection mode for everyone around you. The wolf is about being the guardian of your family and tribe, and activism. So, like just taking up the mantle for your family and being whatever or whoever you had to be during this period of time, knowing that you are fearless and reliable for your family, even though at times it might feel quite crap for you and you might not feel like you've wanted to take this on. You're capable of it, you're doing it, and you're not to be messed with, especially when it comes to your family. And dragonfly. Here, dragonfly tells me also that you're been in your head a lot, you've been mentally active, so you've been protective, but you've also been wondering about what's happening, what's going to happen in the future. There may have been a bit too much thought about the future, because dragonfly is all about the mind, but it has the tendency to overthink. And so I feel like perhaps at present, while you're in this protective mode, you are overthinking what's happening. So perhaps for you here, so we've got lots of earth energy, and then we've got a bit of mental activity, and then the next cards for you are both mental and earth as well. So the dragonfly is similar to the dragon in the sense that it sees clearly, but when it's a little bit out of balance, which I feel because we're in this fear state, or you may have been in and out of the fear state, that it might be a little bit out of balance. But we are coming into the future of this reading for you, and we have mouse and we have crow. Again, we have an earth element and an air element, and I feel this is for you to bring in balance. And if you just look at the colours or the amount of black and white in both of these images, I feel like they're balancing each other out, because you are feeling a little bit scared. You are wanting to hide and be a frightened little thing in this big, big arena of the universe, the world, wherever you find yourself. And mouse can definitely go into being unbalanced, small-minded, feeling nervous. But this is why we're bringing in the crow for you as well in this reading, because what you're being told, very, very clearly, is you have both of these elements in you. This aspect of you that feels very small is actually very capable, just like this wolf element of you. Your mental capacities are stronger than you believe. And it's time to see yourself for the real you. And that is actually taking in your strengths, as well as noticing your weaknesses, not always seeing yourself as the weakest part of this, but knowing that you actually have this fearless aspect of who you are. And the crow is coming in to teach you that you actually have a lot of spiritual knowledge. You are strong, you are creative, and you are watchful. So this crow is watching out for you, but it is an element of you that is coming in for you. And it's symbolic of magic. There's all these really great symbolism of crow, even though sometimes there is quite a bit of fear around crow as well. But it's a symbol of magic, supernatural, seeing the unseen. So here again, we've got dragonfly and crow, and they are symbols of seeing. Dragon is about seeing yourself. Dragon is about seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. And this is definitely what you are doing here. You're looking at your inner world. You're being this brave, fearless pack leader. And you may not be the leader of your pack, but symbolically and in essence, you are. You have this mental capacity that is, balancing on going out of balance, but this is just reminding you that you can balance it. And these two forces here of earth and air are really quite a nice balance, and you've got them coming in here again. So use the seeing aspect of both of these air elements and bring them into the light. Bring everything about what you're doing into the light. take it out of that shadow aspect and see yourself for who you really are. Bring in balance when it comes to your ego. See your courageousness. See how dragon helps you navigate your inner world and your outer world. You know, see how it all fits together in a bigger picture. See how this time for you is actually teaching you to balance the both aspects of yourself. If you'd like to see more pick a card videos, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so it lets you know every time I put a new video up. See you next time. If you have chosen the black egg in this pick a card reading, this reading is for you. And this is such a striking image. It has this real draw. It has this, I'm speaking for myself. And obviously, if you did pick this card, I feel that is the thing for you too. It has so much possibility. It has a very spiritually aware and awakening kind of energy about it. So what I've been doing with the other 3 piles is I am reading Kim's message from the guidebook, because I want to set the scene for this reading and explain the energy of what she intended in this image, because I feel these images are such strong evocative images. So I want to read that first. The idea for this reading came from the golden egg, which was picked during a new moon circle that I attended, and I picked this card for the group, and it's just kept expanding for me, and I feel these eggs are really talking to me at the moment. So I felt they may have some significance for others as well. So if you want to see a bit more about that explanation, follow me on Instagram, Creative Empowerment Australia. So now I'm going to read from Kim's guidebook about the black egg. The black egg is about speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbours only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behaviour. Pretty harsh, isn't it? We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. I feel that for me, I'm not sure about you, but I feel for me that's why this feels so significant, because I do struggle with my own voice and speaking my truth. So I feel this reading is for me. But some of the other ones are too, so I'm taking what I need from a few of them. The black egg and the 5th chakra. So it's all about your throat chakra and clearing your throat chakra. The subtle essence of this card resides at the base of the throat. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. And there's a Hindu word, Vishuddha, and it translates to especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but it is especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. So perhaps if you're watching this video, you may find yourself falling into one of those categories. I am a teacher, I have been a teacher, and now I am moving into a different, and I can hear my voice changing. I'm moving into a different realm. Even though I've been a spiritual teacher for a while, I feel like I'm deepening that practice. So now we're going to draw some cards for you. So here we are, we're shuffling the cards for the black egg, and we're shuffling for a past card. So a card that typifies or signifies the type of energy that you were experiencing or going through before COVID-19 started. So we have the snake, beautiful energy. Now, which is kind of similar to some of the other piles, we're going to be drawing 2 for you for the present energy. So where you find yourself now, whatever this time is, wherever, you know, whether it's when I'm making this video, when I'm putting it out, or if this is in a few months' time or whenever. Wow, we've got some big cards coming through in this deck. And then we're going to bring in a card of the future. And there's some really significant things coming up for me here. And I know that before I even did this reading, that this card is going to mean a lot for me. Even though, we need 2 cards here as well. Even though I am relating to one of the other ones quite strongly as well, I felt this card was really calling me as well. Okay, so we've got some really interesting cards coming up for this black egg people. So the first card that we've pulled for you is the snake card. And I am not a huge fan of snakes. Even their symbolism to me is sometimes challenging. But this card is coming up here with a lot of bright energy inside. And I feel like the snake is an awakener of transformation. So I feel like before this, and if we look at the egg also kind of looks a little bit, as, you know, got the same skin as the snake. And even the back of the card is symbolic of the snake shedding its skin. So what you were doing before COVID-19 started, it looks like you were starting to undergo a period of transformation. You were going into sort of a deep phase for you. Now, this is an earth card, so it's very much about the physical and about your actual 3D self. However, there's this enlightenment part as well coming in with the flower of life there. And the snake is almost cradling you and allowing this transformation. We've got crow in the background, very mystical and magical bird. And the snake is eating itself. So it's, and we know a snake sheds its skin. So the snake is actually a forebringer, is the word I'm being told to use, of newness, of a new you, is definitely the words that I'm being told. And the idea of a snake as well is that kundalini energy. And I feel like for you, a lot of you, you may have been starting to work on, you know, your kundalini energy coming up, and you may still be down here at the base, but some of these upper chakras are already cleared. So it's a journey that you were on, or are still on, shouldn't say were. And, you know, you may be in the center here. That won't be for all of you. Everyone is going to have a different path and access to their kundalini energy. But the snake is here about real transformation, and you've begun it in the middle of it. I don't feel like any of you are actually past this point. You're either, you know, you're sort of in this area here, but you are bringing life to a new part of yourself. The snake is it's a potent symbol of animal spirit, and it's all about unawakened magic, which is the crow in the background as well, and creative potential. And the snake can be seen as the guardian of all of those things. Now, this is where we find ourselves coming into this center here. And for you, this period of isolation, of having to stay at home, whatever it is you've found yourself doing during COVID-19, you are currently working through some really heavy energies, some really deep energies, some deep energies here. And Panther Spirit was a spirit guide that I brought in when I started doing this reading, and I've done it over 2 days, and I nearly forgot, I did forget, and I was reminded to bring Panther Spirit back in, and Panther Spirit has shown up in this reading. And Panther Spirit is all about a purging, about a letting go. And you can see the fierceness, and you can see that kind of black, dark night that is, behind the Panther. Okay, so the Panther Spirit is, can be seen as an annihilation of things. It's a purging, but it's a purging of the necessary. Because sometimes when we're going through a transformation, sometimes when we're having this Kundalini energy rising up in our body, it may feel a little bit uncomfortable. We may be a little bit unsure of it. Panther is saying there is no stopping this process. This is what's happening, and it is maybe unexpected or uncomfortable, and it might be feeling a little bit devastating for you, but it's necessary. You need to trust that Panther is taking you on the right journey and taking you, and like right next to you is the Phoenix, like amazing card. And the Phoenix is, like we understand a Phoenix, but next to the Panther, it's so powerful. This is something that cannot be stopped for you. You might feel like you're burning into ashes, but it's so significant, it's so purposeful, and it's so right for you. You are burning bridges, you are getting rid of karma, you are releasing all the constraints that are currently on your life. You are moving through such a great time of transformation. This time for you is beyond a doubt necessary. The Phoenix brings freedom from suffering and past karma and from reincarnation. It burns through all of our baggage. It gets rid of the impurities. So there's definitely this purging going on for you here. So we're talking all about transformation, and this is another spirit card in this deck. So this is another really high energy that you're working through. And we know that the Phoenix, as it burns up, so it's very hot, it's very fiery, and which is why it may feel very unpleasant. But you are purifying and purging. And from that, you are, not only do you get that spark of divine creativity coming into your life and your world, and see those wings, you have this amazing amount of energy to draw on and to burst you forward, put you into the light, lift you up. Like, it's an amazing card. And with these other two cards in front of it, like, it's like you're on this train or, some sort of vessel to take you there, and there is no stopping this. This is amazing. So this period here for you, I feel like that it's strong, that it's deep, that it's for you, and you understand this. It may not feel great, but really this is telling you how amazing. It's like the expectation that this is, you've got to wait for this. It's going to be so fantastic. I feel the intensity in this for you. And then we have these quieter things coming in for you in the future aspect of this reading. So let's have a look at what you're bringing in after COVID-19 in the future. And we've got much milder energy here. And after this period of transformation, I feel like you'll need a rest. So, this is quieter, more restful energy. However, the fish is always moving. So we want to be, aware that we're moving, but perhaps the movement slows down for you. And the fish finds its way through, you know, like, so whether it's swimming up against a current, which I don't feel you are, but what I'm trying to get at is that it glides effortlessly. So I feel like this period here for you has been so great, so tumultuous, but you know it's divinely inspired. And the fish is bringing in a bit more of a gentle energy. And it can be seen to be restless, but I feel that's you just working through these energies that you've come through. I feel that there's more around the moon for you than you realize. There's time to take in more lunar energies and perhaps work with the cycles of the moon to bring whatever it is that you're birthing into reality, or this transformation of the self into more of a reality. And this card can have quite sort of more negative feelings about it, but I don't feel that for you. I feel that this is a positive card, and it's like no matter what is around you, you're going to swim smoothly through the currents and through whatever else life is bringing you. And I feel like if you go into things with that perspective, in the perspective of, you know, a fish does things effortlessly. You know, we see them moving and they glide and they're graceful. And I feel that's the energy coming in from this card for you, and not some of the other meanings around this card. And lamb, I'm going to turn it up that way because I feel there's two messages coming in here with lamb. And lamb is an earth message. So we've got a water and an earth. We've got fire. We've got everything here. We've got spirit, fire, two earths and water. And the only one we don't have is air, okay, and that's the mind. And I feel like you don't need your mind going into overdrive at this time anyway, so best to stick with the ones we have. So lamb here is about a very, very gentle energy, really bringing in peaceful, patient and prophetic messages from others. And I feel that it's in the reverse position for you, because I feel like you might be thinking you have to do this all yourself. And so you're being told now that there will be messages coming in for you, whether they're from spirit or whether you hear them on the radio, whether they're coming through people or whether it's help coming through for you as well. And I want to keep it that way because I feel that this is such a great time for you. And what I mean by that is big, not as in perfect. And the lamb energy is that beautiful, peaceful energy. And I feel that you will now get this guidance that is coming for you to help you navigate through this time, to help it be a peaceful time, that you'll take notice now because you've seen this video. You know, you may have been notified in another way, but now it's coming into the right type of energy. You're going to allow the wisdom to flow and to flow easily and gently instead of butting up against it without becoming restless and not listening, because you have had such an intense period during this time. And I feel for you that this egg is not open yet. And the next short period of time, or the future around this energy, I feel the egg isn't ready yet to open either. And I feel for a lot of you, the egg is you. And so you may just need a rest. You may need to listen to other people. You may need to do some gentle exercises, some walks, whatever it is. Be gentle with yourself. Learn from the moon. Use the moon cycles. Listen to what people are saying around you. And this egg is going to have the most amazing birth for you. It's going to bring something so fantastic into your life. I really am really interested to hear if anyone had some amazing things come to them while they were listening to this video, what your reactions are, what you thought. If you like pick a card readings and would like to see more, please subscribe to my channel, hitting the notification bell to be notified when each new video drops. Thanks. See you soon. So if you've picked pile number 4, which is the sea serpent, we're going to get right into your reading today. And I'm going to read from Kim Kranz's book because I want to set the scene for your reading and what you are working on and through during this time of COVID-19, and what your higher self or your inner being is working through for you, that you're experiencing on a physical level. And this one is all about healing emotional wounds. And so for you, there's a lot of water happening, which is the sea serpent, all about your emotions. And if you look at the sea serpent, before I go into this, Kim's description, we have this beautiful sea serpent that is encircling you, which is looking after you. And I feel like it's like you're being protected while all of this change is going on. You may not necessarily feel that protection, but you are definitely, it's like you're in the womb of something and working through all of your emotions and your creativity, because there feels like a lot of things being created in this time for you. So I'm going to now read from Kim's book, and this deck is an amazing deck if it's new for you, and I'm sure it'll be one of your favorites too. So the sea serpent is all about your second chakra, and it's the subtle energy of the sea serpent occupies the area of the second chakra, located deep within the pelvic bowl. This chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire, and is associated with the water element, and is known as the home of the Divine Mother, or Kundalini herself. So you may feel like your energy is rising from the base, coming all the way up, that real spiritual energy. It may not feel that way to you. It may feel different. Please let me know in the comments below how your body has been feeling in this time. Obviously we're all skating around the edges of our own fear and our own emotions. And this card is very much about bringing that up for you at this time. So it's about healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. So it's you're coming into balance. While you may be feeling crap, that's okay, because this card is signaling to you. So this does feel like a signal to you that, what you're experiencing at the moment is real, and it's also needed, and you're going to feel better, when you've processed this stuff. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and our creativity are left in the muddy waters. And I feel for a lot of you that you're probably still in that phase, but that those other things are coming in for you. So the idea of your relationships being meaningful, and you're loosening that grip of self-judgment. You're being more comfortable with yourself. You're allowing your own creativity. And that my whole body just softened as I said that, because you realizing that it's up to you to give yourself permission to be creative, to be who you are, and to know how beautiful and amazing whatever you are producing in the world, whether that's you're doing sewing and you're bringing in something, some masks at the moment, but they're part of you channeling your creativity. That's just gorgeous. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. Okay, so we're shuffling the deck, and we're all about our emotions. We're all about what we're being nurtured through during this time. What is it that is coming up for us? But the first thing we're going to deal with is the past. you know, what is happening, what has been happening in our past for us to be where we are right now. And then we're going to move into our present. So our present is very much directed by that sea serpent energy. But what is the other things that we need to know about what is currently happening for us today? Beautiful Cobra energy. And the last one is going to be, well, actually we're going to have two for the last card. These are going to be future cards for you, the future energies that you're bringing in. And one more. Which was the last card underneath the bottom of the pile. So here we have Beaver energy, and this is all about you working really hard. This is about you feeling possibly a little bit lost and in the wilderness and working really hard on yourself. So your guides and your animal spirits want you to know that they see this. They see how hard you're working, and we see that the hard work is part of your elemental nature, is part of who you are, because Hummingbird is coming in here too, which is really busy. And the Beaver is always busy. So the Beaver talks about your home, can be about work as well. But it's about you working diligently, hard, this is about loyalty and trust and those sorts of words. And I feel this is talking about who you are emotionally, that you're a hard worker. You focus on going in deep. You actually do the hard work, which is why you're birthing this in this time. So you're being told, we see you. We see this hard work that you are doing. And then the present card, which is all about the sea serpent, but is also Cobra energy. And Cobra is all about fire. And so this is about a quickening of energy for you. So while you've been really in this sort of water and earth element, you're now starting to move into this fire. And whether you are here right now or whether this is about to happen for you, it's the present as in, the short term. But this is about, so I'm feeling a little bit constricted around my throat at the top of the Cobra here, but I feel like that's just some energy that is not flowing just yet. And you are still in this phase of this wonderful womb-like place from the sea serpent. However, the Cobra is all about a spiritual teacher. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection, which is what I was talking about earlier. It's like we're going into a womb. We are being protected and shielded while all of this change is happening for us. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull some more cards to talk about what you are feeling at the moment, what the past has looked like, what the present looks like, and then the future. So we'll bring in some cards. I'm going to stick with one deck today because I feel strongly drawn to it. So if you are in the midst of this right now, be patient, because Cobra is like a silent, all-knowing spiritual teacher coming in for you. And whether that's part of yourself that's adapting and changing because you're learning so many lessons from this point in time, and you've done all this hard work as well, or whether this is another person coming in for you. It doesn't really matter, because there'll be both types of energies happening here, but it's a really significant point for you. It's actually a turning point. And that when I say that it's a turning point and it's significant, it doesn't mean you need to give your power away to another person. This is about you standing up and actually knowing all of the stuff you've learnt here. And it is you moving forward because you're ready, and not because you need to you have someone to shoulder all your burdens, okay? Because we do the work on ourselves we find other people to support us, to nourish us, and to allow our higher selves the freedom and the space and the support to do the work. I suppose that's still not exactly how I want to say that, but yeah, if it comes to me, I will express it. And then you're moving in the future, you're moving into the owl. And the owl is this all-wise, all-knowing, wonderful energy. The owl is about treasures, about clairvoyance, trusting yourself. And it's real good look at you. And both of these, there's all this very much looking you right in the eye, because you're really coming into your truth. And that's so about that sea serpent. You're coming into who you are, and you're being really comfortable with it. You're coming into the balance of this. At the moment, you may still be unbalanced, and you may still be doing a little bit of this. But what I feel, why you've had two messages coming in for the future, is that you are going to bring in this wisdom, this all-seeing, all-knowing type of element of you. This is you looking you back right in the mirror, saying, I have this about me. I am all knowing. I have this greater aspect of who I am, and I can bring it in. It's really quite a frank card. And it's about knowing who you are. And then we have the hummingbird, which again is the same element. So these are air. So we're coming into that sort of higher mind is what I'm being told. You're coming into a higher mind and way of working in the world, because you may have been a bit bogged down in your emotions, and you're now coming into this higher mind. And hummingbird can be someone who is doing a lot of nothing. It can be you moving around without, sort of aimlessly beating your wings and not moving forward. So I feel like you're being given a little bit of a message to be careful about how you are using your energy, and to know that there's all this positivity coming in for hummingbird, and to allow your expression to come in, because I'm seeing that blockage around the throat again, which is what I saw here. So I want you to realize that it's up to you how you show up in the world. You are being protected at the moment. It is an emotional time. But you can beat your wings senselessly, or you can do it with great intent. And you have that vision, you have that steadfastness. You are spiritually resourceful, and you are curious and love to learn. There's an endless possibility from hummingbird. It's joyous in nature, and you can see all this wonderful colour coming in, and this brightness within the darkness. So I want you to know that there's so much great stuff coming to you, for you, out of this time of an emotionally really deep time for you. And the animal spirits and your spirit guides, they see your hard work. It's not going unnoticed. You are moving into some much greater energy. The energies of this time are really challenging for all of us. I've enjoyed looking at this sea serpent energy with you. If you have, please let me know in the comments what you made of it. If you're interested in more pick card readings just like this one, please follow my channel. And thanks for watching today.